guys. Vibrational divine loving greetings and blessings, beautiful vibrational soul family, Vibrillion soul family. Love and living the Vibrillion lifestyle 24/7. That's what it's about. And here at Samadhi, it's not about positivity, it's not about negativity, it's about authenticity, it's about realness, it's about rawness, it's about genuineness, it's about you watching this video. Whatever you think you are, whatever you think you haven't done or should do or could do, let me tell you, you're beyond all that. And when you remember to tap into the vibration that you are, the Vibrillionaire that you are, because you already are rich, you already are whole, you already are complete, you already are the truth that you seek, you already are the love that you've been waiting for, you already are the life that's breathing through you, you already are everything that you're looking for. And when you stop, you surrender, and you relax in that realization, and it has nothing to do with intelligence. It has nothing to do with, oh, how do I do it? Can I do it? It's just a surrendering. It's a letting go. It's a dropping of everything. When you can rest in that truth, you will realize that you already are rich. You already are more than enough. You already are more than great. And here at Samadhi, we want to remind you of that. So if that resonates with you, if that feels any truth to you, that's what Ellie and I have sacrificed and lived and done what we've done. To come back from the fire, from the chaos, from the challenges that we've lived through. So when we can show people, remind people to not what to do. Don't give truth, don't give illusions to what you think you are. You're beyond that. And just rest in that realization. So here on Nature's Gathering, part 6, we are here broadcasting the celebrity, the star of the show is nature. We forgot. We want to remind each and every single one of you of nature. So let's take a moment to just breathe. Just connect to this moment. Just feel the profundity, the profoundness, the beauty, the bliss, the peace, the love, the joy of this moment. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not 5 years from now, not 5 years ago, but right here, right now. Tap into this present moment. Listen, feel, and let go. Let go of whatever is not allowing you to think that you're not connected, that you're not aware, that you're not alive, that you're not worthy, because you are. Just tap into that through the breath. Just let everything go and just breathe in this moment. Breathe in the truth of now. Breathe in the life of now. Breathe in the love of now. Beautiful. This is your truth. This is your reality. Whatever you put on top of that is your choice. Whatever you choose to focus on is your choice. We want to remind you to focus on the present moment. More and more, take the time to be present. Take the time to be aware and awake. Because we talk about awake and alignment. It's really simple. It's being present. It's not how much you can read. It's not how much you've studied. It's not how much you know about reality. This is all projection. When you awaken to the reality of you, in this moment, you awaken everything that you thought you couldn't. But you must let go. You must surrender. And in surrendering, you allow this moment to be as it is. Instead of trying to label it, trying to control it, trying to identify it, allowing it to be what it is, this moment. And whatever this moment brings up, just allow it. Don't judge it. Don't try to justify it. Don't try to change it. Because when you connect more in the present moment, you will transform into the authentic you that was always there. The genuine you. This is why we focus on genuineness here at Samadhi. I don't want you to be what I think you want. I don't want you to be what I think, or I think that I want you to be. I want you to be the genuine you. The one behind all those masks. The one behind all those illusions that you think you are. Because it's in that uncomfortable place that you find who you are. Because it's not easy. So, here at Nature's Gathering, and let us know what part of the world you're at. Let us know what part of nature you're at. Because everywhere you go, there's nature. So it's not like there's an excuse, oh, we don't have nature. Here in Yuma, this place used to be a dump, and now it's nature. And look how many people it attracts. Because they've changed what was trash into gold. And that's what nature is always willing to do. But we live in boxes, and we're stuck in boxes. We live in boxes we call homes. We go to work in boxes which we call work. And we travel in boxes which we call cars. And we walk in boxes which we call shoes. So we go from box to box to box to box to box, and we forget the plenitude of nature. Because when you come out in nature, you can't help but be at peace. You can't help but remember a little more of who you are. Because the outside noise doesn't matter anymore. When you connect with nature, you tap into your true nature. And nature nurtures you. Nature loves you. Look at the birds. Look at the sky. Look at the sun. We take all this for granted and we forget the most important part of our reality, of our life, is the sun. The air that we breathe. The ground that we step on. We forget. But here at Samadhi, we want to remind you guys, don't forget nature. Because in forgetting nature, we're abusing nature. We're neglecting nature. Do we want to wait till things really fall apart to remember nature? Do we want to wait till a natural disaster comes through to remember nature? Because that's what it seems like in the majority of the world. Because if you think about it, the greatest technology is not the phone that I'm broadcasting on. It's not the computer that I use. It's not the car that I travel in. It's not the education that I get. The greatest technological advancement is nature. Because it wants to give us life. It wants to breathe life in us, because this tree gives us oxygen. This tree gives us life. This is the greatest technology that no doctor, no scientist, no technologically advanced human can replicate, can duplicate. Nature does it so easily and so naturally. But we forget. We get caught up in technology. We get caught up in the next best thing. We get caught up in all the distractions of life. That if you do gotta work and you gotta do these things and use computers, use phones, that's fine. But balance it out and remember nature. Take off your shoes, ground, feel the energy. There's no other way we can get from grounding. Take your shoes off. Connect with Mother Nature. Because she loves us. Nature loves us. Nature is here for us. Let me show you guys where we're at. Oh, let me get Blanca Valdez. Bendiciones. Queremos mucho. Olivia Quintana. Blessings, Olivia. Thank you for being here with us. Oh, wow. Always.
Oh, I don't even really, honestly, to tell you the truth, it doesn't even matter to me about talking, because once I get here, I forget the world exists anywhere else. I really do. this part of Yuma, this part of the world is one of my most favorite. Like Michael said, it used to be a dump in the city, and now they turned it into the most beautiful place. And of course by the river, and it is my favorite place. It reminds me a little bit, and my sister's gonna know this, it reminds me a little bit of where I grew up, only when I'm close to the river, because we were raised by the bay, and I used to love to disappear for hours and hours, and my family can find me, and where did she go? And I'm over there playing at the bay by myself, sometimes getting all muddy, or with a neighborhood friend. But the point is, the reason why Michael and I do this is just to remind everyone, wherever they are, if you live in an apartment, if you live in a condominium, if you live in the city and you feel like you're surrounded by concrete and cars and noise, just pick a moment to go to your nearest park or a place where you can just feel nature. And even if you can't bring nature to you, you know, create nature around you. Bring flower pots into your home with beautiful colors, or whatever you can do, because the nature really is within. And that's why when we come out, start a garden. Actually, we're working on our, what I want to call our whimsical garden, a meditation garden in our backyard. And it's just going to be fun. So you might find a whole bunch of what people would call junk, rusty metal that's junk, and turn it into art and put it in your garden. If your garden is a bare patch of dirt, that's still beautiful. You can create the beauty. So that's why when I come out here, I really don't care to speak as much. I just want people to know that, people to remember that when you are in a garden, when you are out in nature, when you are near the plants and the trees, it's when you feel the most alive and the most relaxed, the most closer to our origin, I say. That's just how I see it. So put a hummingbird feeder by your window. Even if you're in an apartment, figure out a way if the landlord can help you from the second story, and just put a hummingbird feeder. Do just something different to bring in that nature. So I think we're ready to meditate, at least probably for about 10 minutes, because we really want to go on our nature walk. That's our favorite. I don't know. That's one of my favorite parts. I'm trying to figure out. We have some.
Doesn't know which part of the
Yeah, and it's so busy. Today we have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful essence out here, because a lot of people came out to this West Wetlands Park cycling, and there's some kind of cycling event.
There's midnight.
So yeah, it's full over here today.
There's a lot of activity happening today, and that's a. I mean, I know we gotta have fun, but this is fun for us. I mean, we can spend out here 5-6 hours all day, because when you just let go and you connect to nature, it's amazing. And I know I said that I wanted to talk about some things that are going to be a little bit controversial, and I said it on the live that, you know, we talk about conspiracy theories, and when we're talking about facts, they're no longer conspiracy theories. And one thing I wanted to talk about is that if we just talk about the beauty part of nature, are we really honoring nature? Because I could talk about the great things about Allie, but if I don't talk about the challenging times, if I don't talk about those moments that we really get tested,
about me being a brat,
then I can't really say I love Allie. So the same with nature. We could talk about all the beautiful things about nature, but if we don't talk about the things that are really gonna move us in that direction, then what is it to talk about nature and all the beautiful aspects of it?
Tune in on Wednesday. Let them know about Wednesday. Oh, you've got grass.
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah, let them know, because that is part of nature. Nature is being destroyed by so many chemicals and so much stuff that nobody wants to talk about that part of nature, but it is important. And we have a very dear friend, student, who has dedicated the majority of his time and life and energy into bringing the awareness of what's happening in Japan. And he invited Michael and I'm going to be behind the scenes, because I'm going to be the one doing all the other stuff with the messaging, but Michael's going to be conducting a meditation for the anniversary of, say that, Michael, because that's where I get stuck.
Well, I said it in another video, but I think it's pertinent, like Ali says, that 9 years ago, almost to the day, on the 11th, there was an earthquake in Fukushima, in the Japanese region. And the earthquake was so powerful and strong that it created a tsunami, and it just almost obliterated one of the towers, and it affected the other nuclear reactors. And since, even to this day, the nuclear fallout is still leaching out, is still leaking out underwater. And that's why he tells people not to eat the fish, because it's so full of radioactive fallout, radioactive activity. He teaches people 4 simple steps, which I will post the link to his video that he reminded this week on Wednesday. We're going to be doing a meditation. I'm going to be guiding a meditation where, in honor of those that gave their life on that day, they literally stayed in the inner parts of the reactor so that we can live. They gave their lives. They literally burned to a crisp. They literally, they didn't die fast. They died slowly. And they transcended. I don't believe in death. That's another story. If you guys know me, you guys already know that. But they transcended slowly from this world, and they gave their lives so that others can live. And in honoring the fallen, because we talk about honoring the fallen, but do we really honor the fallen? And how are we going to honor the fallen? We're going to live for them. We're going to thrive for them. We're going to show people, not by words, but by examples, how to live. And that's what we want to inspire every one of you. And for you guys to join us on Wednesday, I want to inspire you how to live. I want to remind you how to live. And you guys have been listening to us for a while. It's going to sound repetitive, but I never get tired of saying it. Living the Vibrillion lifestyle. Not waiting for something to happen, not waiting for someone to happen, not waiting for something to happen, not waiting for somewhere to happen. Right here, right now, is the PowerPoint of transformation. The PowerPoint of the human evolution is we're evolving our souls. Our souls are maturing. And if we forget what it's really about, then why are we here? Why are you here? There's a purpose. There's a desire. There's a deep desire. There's a deep fire inside in each and every single one of us. Now, when we come together, that's why we're out here in nature's gathering. We want to pull people to come over here and join us. Join us for an hour or two and share sacred space with nature. Because that's why I'm honored to do this meditation, because our student, Dave Parrish, from Operation Save the Earth in Phoenix, Arizona, he dives into the dark side of the world, and he investigates, and he gets the latest and greatest information, data, to share with the Fuku fighters. And it's not easy. Trust me, we've been working with him for many years now, because that's a tireless job. That's a very heavy job to see how much death and how much decay is happening from neglecting nature. Because his number one message is stop nuclear power, stop nuclear energy. Because we get so distracted and what is it called? Tantalized or fantasized? And nuclear energy is the greatest energy. But if we look at Fukushima, it served a great purpose, because it let us know that that nuclear reactor, it takes hundreds, if not thousands of years to biodegrade and go away. Crops, even still in, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. The place in Austria.
I'm not sure.
Are you kidding me?
Breathe it.
Anyways,
Breathe it.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Breathe it. I wanted to say something. The reason why I brought up this subject right now, when Michael said, you know, we just want to look at the pretty side of nature, and we don't look at that dark side, or the part of the world where We can be out here in the beauty, and maybe in another part of the world, like in Japan, things are being destroyed. So let's take advantage of the piece of earth that we do have around us. Let's take advantage of taking care of it. Let's use it. Let's be out here as much as we can, because we take it for granted. I mean, in how many cities? We have a dear friend, Victoria, and she's in Thailand. And the other day, just not playing around, I mean, it was true. It's so, what is that word now? Contaminated, all the exhaust or whatever. And she was going to go spend the day in the town with her husband, and she sends this picture on. To me, that looks like what I used to watch when I was a kid, that in the future you can't even go outside and you have to wear these masks. Now think about that. We take for granted the breath. We take for granted the cleanliness of our city, and sometimes we live in cities that are not that clean. So I do understand it's not all pretty, but what Michael and I do, it's not because we want to pretend everything is beautiful and great, but how about if we do our part to create just a little bit of greatness wherever we are, and maybe it'll trickle, maybe something will happen. It's time to wake up and really transform this.
Yeah, you know what? You just reminded me of what I was intending to say, and I totally spaced it. Is that we're told that we're draining the resources of the earth. And something came to me in meditation, that the earth is so powerful, it'll be here for eons of time if humans don't get involved and they destroy their habitat. Because that's what I want to hear. I want to remind people, we can't destroy the resources of the earth. Just like when we get sick, we'll transform and we'll build this immunity and we'll get over it. But if it's devastating in one blow, it can kill us, of course. No different with the earth. What we're destroying our resources that keep us alive. We're not destroying the resources of the earth, people. It's like shaving my head. I get rid of all my hair, and I just get bald, so bald you can't see any hair on my head. I'm not destroying my hair. I'm not destroying my head. I'm getting rid of the superficial part of it, but the essence of my hair is inside. What we're going to destroy our resources, our ability to live and to thrive, which was our natural purpose. But if we don't take care of our home, which really we're here as just visitors, the animals are putting all their trust in us. Nature is putting all its trust in us. Because nature can't get up and say, hey, what are you doing? You're killing me here. What are you doing? They don't have ways to communicate like we do, but they communicate in other ways. And this is what I wanted to talk about. They communicate in natural disasters. We are bringing a chaotic frequency, a vibration on the planet, that the planet is not fighting back. What it's doing is trying to come back to its balance. And we call them natural disasters. We can't expect natural disasters to go away if we don't step up and bring our part into the world. What are we doing to transform this? And I see everybody's gotten off. I know it's not easy. I know it's not comfortable to talk about this.
Why are we there with Ali and Michael so long in this talk? Let me see who I've got.
Why are you running from your responsibility? I can't do it for you. Nobody can do it for you. Just like nobody can choose to get up in the morning for you. We talked about last week that if we threw one trash every day, one piece of trash every day, won't impact the planet in a very major catastrophic way.
Yeah, if we pick up a piece of trash, you mean? Like if we go
No,
around
if we
and pick
throw a piece of trash.
Oh, we throw a piece of trash on the ground?
But if every one of us threw a piece of trash for 1 year, every single one of us threw a piece of trash for 1 year, it would have detrimental effects on the planet. No different than our vibration. No different than the way we treat ourselves and we treat others. no different than how we treat nature. This is important to talk about, people. Can't just talk about everything is going great. We live a great life, and we do our part to honor nature. This is a great way how we're doing our part to honor nature. So we want to invite every single one of you to come and meditate with us. And thank you for joining us online, for those of you who joined us, which I will be doing the shout outs. But I noticed that when I watched the video last week, you can hear the
Oh, I know.
So let me just go through and give honor to everyone and let the and then we'll come back.
And then we'll breathe and go for our walk. That's my favorite part.
Thank you, Selvia León and José G. Arellano, for joining us. Selvia, ¿dónde estás? Aquí estamos. Aquí enfrente de Castle Park. So, what we desire to create, not just in Yuma, Arizona, but an online community of people that are honoring nature. Share stories. If you're watching, share your story. Share what nature has impacted in your life. Share what nature has done for you. Even holistically, share what has fruits and vegetables done for you, what the herbs have done for you. Talk about plant medicine. Talk about the greatness of nature. Because we talk about testimonials for, people to hear about how great someone is or what greatness they're bringing into the world. We want to hear testimonials of nature. So if you have any testimonials of nature, please share. And every week we're going to be broadcasting wherever we are. And
yeah, wherever we travel, we'll find a place that's...
If you're here locally, please come join us. I cannot share that enough. This is our church. This is our church. You can have your church, but what good does it do to have your church? And I'm going to speak very real here. What good does it do to have your church if the quality of life is not there? What good does it do for you to have your business making multi-millions, making 6 figures, making 5 figures, giving to charities, helping people that have no food, but yet our quality of life is going down? And if you do that, I'm not putting you down. I'm saying, what good is that if we're destroying our home? The quality of life is important. I know I want to live with the quality of life. I don't want to just have quantity in life. I want to have quality in life. What are you doing to bring quality in your life right now? How are you showing up, not in the quantity, but in the quality of your life? Because if you haven't shown up, if you're not showing up, today's the day. Now. Because when you show up with the quality of your life, you create a ripple just like a tsunami. And that's how we're going to honor Fukushima this Wednesday. And we honor it every day because we do our work. But Wednesday, we're going to honor Fukushima, we're going to honor the Fuku fighters, and we're going to create a ripple, a conscious ripple, a tsunami throughout the world. It's going to remind the world what we're here to do. We're here to remember our divinity. We're here to remember our truth. And not just remember it, but to live our truth. To be our truth.
Let me see how long you've been on, because
30 minutes.
Okay, so we can upload this.
So now we're going to do a short meditation. Those of you that are here with us, let's take a moment to just breathe. Take a moment to let go. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Take a moment to let go of all the distractions, all what we think is chaos. all the confusion. Just let everything go. And listen. Listen to the birds. Listen, not just with your ears, but listen with your heart. Feel the life breathing through you right now. Feel the energy that moves through you, as you, all around you. Feel the love, the vibrational essence of you. And let everything go. And in this short meditation, I desire to remind you that when thoughts come up, because they will, when thoughts come up, don't judge them, don't criticize them, don't fight them, don't give them any energy. See them for what they are. You're being reminded what you're not, so you can let go of what no longer serves you. And as you bless the thought, bring yourself back to the breath. And as you bring yourself back to the breath, slowly surrender into the peace, into the joy, into the love, into the life of this present moment. And this is what we're going to do over and over again. Because the goal, the key of this meditation is to be present with ourselves, to love ourselves, to be our best friends, to be our greatest love, to be our greatest asset, to be our greatest reflection of ourselves. Everything else doesn't matter but this present moment. Not drive anything that can distract you. So just be for a moment. And remember, whenever a thought comes up, thank you for sharing. I bless you. Back to my breath. Into the breath. 2 or 3 conscious breaths. Relax into the breath. Sit into the center of your heart. And just sit with yourself. Just like you sit with your best friend and you don't judge your best friend through the good and the bad. Do that with yourself. Sit with yourself and be your best friend. Don't just say it. Show it. Be it. Beginning now. Just be. And remember, all sounds that you hear is all vibration. Don't judge it. That's all energy. Come back to your heart. Come back to your heart. Come back to your heart. All sound is vibration. Energy. A reminder to come home to where you are, in the heart. Just be. The more you surrender, the more you let go, the more you are present. The more you flow with living life. Not just life, living, breathing life. The fountain of youth, the fountain of love, the fountain of life. It is your natural state of being. Just be. Surrender as many times as necessary. Let go of all attachments, of all expectations, of all conditions, and just be. Just powerfully, simply, genuinely be. There's nothing to figure out. There's no hard work to do. There's nowhere to get. There's nothing you got to wait for. It has nothing to do with how smart you are. It has to do with how much you are willing to let go. Because you are everything that you are looking for, that you are waiting for. It's just you must let go of all the masks, of all the layers, of all the illusions that cause you to think, to believe that you are not what you are. The full expression of unconditional love in its divinity, in its purest form, in its most genuine state. Just be. Thank you, everyone. Now slowly start to come back. Check in with your body. Check in with the brain. And let the brain know that this is your natural state of being. The brain is not your God. The brain is not your truth. You are your truth. We are here to remind the body and the brain who we are. Let the body know, let the brain know that this is who you are. Peace, joy, unconditional love, unconditional awareness, unconditioned consciousness. We're becoming a little bit more conscious of consciousness. This is who you are. And even what you think you are much more than that. Because the brain can't go there. The brain is your humble servant. You're here to remind the brain who you are. Because if you're waiting, you will wait forever. And this is the work of how we honor nature. This is the work of how we honor life. This is the work of how we honor God, Spirit, life. Now it is time to live it. It is time to be it. It is time to be the example of that. Old patterns are, our old beliefs, our old structures, we must die to them. We must let them go. Because there's something that we can't even imagine, we can't even fathom, we can't that wants to manifest. But it must be in our humbleness. So, feel the body, feel the brain, be grateful for this body, be grateful for this brain, that as much abuse as we put through it, it still loves us, it still shows up for us, it still honors us, but it's waiting for us to stop the cycle, it's waiting for us to stop the patterns, it's waiting for us to destroy the old structures, to recreate and build a greater structure. Are you willing to step up? Are you willing to start today? So feel how this feels. This is your natural state. Remember this. Honor this. Live this. So feeling the legs. Being grateful for the legs that give us our foundation on walking, running, being able to travel, being grateful for our torso, the organs, the ribs, the lungs that allow us to live, that bring us harmony, that 24/7 are digesting food, getting rid of toxins, breathing in life, working for us. Our arms, our hands, that are the forms of communication that allow us to connect with each other, to build, to destroy, to greet, to love, to hug, to honor, to embrace, to build, to create. to let go. Our necks that are the form and center of communication, that is the center of our higher world, which is our head, and our lower world. And it's the center of this communication. The brain sends the communication throughout the whole body. The body sends the affirmations of what it thinks it's true to the brain. We must communicate a new language, a language of love, a language of peace, a language of joy, not happiness, joy. Joy is forever joy. And coming back to our hearts, remembering that our hearts love us unconditionally, that every single moment that the heart beats, it's a reminder of, I love you, I love you, I love you, and loving us, honoring us in every single second of every single day. Let go of the conditions. And if you want evidence, if you want proof of how worthy, of how blessed, of how alive you are, just touch your heart. Don't let the brain tell you who you are. Touch your heart and remember who you are. You talk about evidence, that's the evidence. Remember. So if you choose to join with us in gratitude, in deep appreciation, in deep reverence, honor, in sacred space, choose to surrender, not to something outside of you, but something deep within you, within all of us, that connects all of us, that breathes through all life, that reflects through all experiences, reminding us to come back home, to honor us, to love us. Because the more we can honor and love us, the more we will be able to honor and love life. Our families, our students, our friends, our world. Honor you every day. Love you every day. Because in honoring you and loving you, you can't take from the world. You give more to the world on all levels. So I surrender to that presence, to God, Spirit, creation, Creator, life. Call it what you want. It is beyond all name, beyond all shape, beyond all forms. It is the very nature, the very essence of life. So surrender and let go. Now if you choose to do so, slowly breathe in as you come up. Breathe in life, breathe in this moment, and take a moment to open your eyes slowly. And don't be so quick to come back. Feel how this feels. Feel how natural this feels. Because this is your true nature. Because you will forget. You will fall. You will stumble. But it is the practice. It is the skill of remembering who you are, in breathing, in being present in every moment, that you will be a force to be reckoned with. People will feel your presence and they will wonder, why does this person feel different? Why is there something different about this person? That is the work. Do your work and honor life. Honor you. And we'll see you again next week. If this video touched you in any way, please share it. Help others connect and remember who they are. And help us help others in any way you can. And in helping us help others, you help yourself. The more you give, the more you receive. Because the more you give, the more we will give to receive. This life was meant to give. was meant to receive. Just as much as you give, be open to receive. And don't judge what you receive. Life is always giving. Are you open, without conditions, to receive? That's the question I want you to ask yourself for this week. Receive fully. Blessings.
Ciao, ciao. And I'm going to push the button. Got it?